What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all some tips and tricks when you're editing down on people. If you're someone in the easy baby ranks of Diamond and Elite, you've probably ran into these situations before. But these tips will help you get into the big boy ranks of Champion and Unreal, like me. I'm going to show you how people typically edit down on people. So, typically, they just edit down like this, you know? Or people like to edit down and jump in their box. You don't want to do this because people can easily just put a wall in your face. So if you're going to edit down on people, you want to make sure you get this wall first. And you edit it down like this so that you have a nice right-hand peak on them. And they can't block it because there's a wall right here. I like to do this on people, but there are a couple counters people typically do when you do this. So first off, when I edit down on people like this, I want to make sure that I confirm it when I'm outside of this area, so they can't just pre-fire me. Two things people typically like to do: they get right here, and they mantle straight up and try to 50-50 me. All you gotta do is just edit on them like this, right? This will block their first shot, and then you like move out of the way, just in case they're like ready for you to edit off of it. So you move out the way and then you shoot them. Another thing that people like to do is just stand here and hug this wall and shoot from this peak. That is really dangerous. Even though you have this right-hand peak right here, if you like overexpose yourself, you can still get shot. Even doing this, I've gotten shot a couple times. So another way you can peek is, instead of having a right-hand peak like this, you use this left wall like this as a right-hand peak. And this gives you a better angle, and it's less likely to be shot. So once you get it set up like this, right, you have a nicer right-hand peak on them. You want to make sure you claim this wall right here, because if you don't, they'll put a wall up in front of you. What I like to do is leave this wall right here open, because you can actually dip right behind it, right behind this ledge, and get like a really, really good hard right-hand peek on them. And also you can scoot back. If you place a wall right here, you can only go like this way, right here, back and forth. This still gets you more protected, but you can also swing to the left right here, and that also gets you really, really protected. But even doing this, you can still get hit sometimes too. Also, just like the other thing I said, you can place a pyramid right here, and if they try to jump out, you can just edit them down, or you can block them. Okay, that just destroyed everything, but in a real fight, it would be connected. Like I said, in both examples, doing it this way and in this way with like this wall, it's much harder to get hit from this angle, but you still can. So I invented another way to edit down on them. This one's a little bit more complicated. Most of the time it'll end in a 50-50, like you're aim dueling, but since you have the element of surprise, it's going to swing in your favor. And also I have another variation of this as well that is not a 50-50, but you have to be able to claim like the stare. So let's say you want to edit down on this person, right? Typically they're going to wait down here, hugging this wall, wait for you to edit and try to shoot you. So instead, you're going to edit this pyramid right here. Then you're going to edit this back tile right here. You're going to slide into it and come down behind them, right? So you want to make sure you have it edited. You slide into them. This way, when they're right here, they're not going to see it edited until you're behind them. And they have to turn all the way around by the time you're right here on them. And if you do this fast enough, you'll be shooting them in the back of the head. And then you can always just duck down behind the cone and swivel around and finish them off. If you can claim the stair here, instead of this being like a pyramid, that's going to be even better. There's two ways you can do this. I'm going to show you the first way I thought of it, and then there's a second way. You slide into it like this, and then you catch yourself on a stair, right? So if you remember correctly, the opponent should be right there on that tile, right? You want to make sure you box up the whole spot. Then you edit like this on them. That way you're fully covered. And then from here, you do a jump shot on them. But you don't want to just jump normally, okay? You want to jump forward and then reset this floor. Make sure your head goes in this hole right here. So, right here, you see like that? I jumped in the box and I resetted it, and now I'm out, standing on top of the floor. So, right here, there was no, like, way for them to really realize I'm not here. I'm not editing down on them. I edited behind them. Even when I edited behind them, they still have a left-hand peek on the stair. And then, if they swing over, by the time they do that, I'm on top of the floor. Edited out. That would be really, really tough for them to track all those movements. And if they do get a shot right here, it's going to hit the floor. And if they do, like right once you edit it and they break it, then boom, they just shot. And now you're on them again after they've already gotten shot. Now, there's also another way to do it. This one's a little bit more tricky, okay? You want to basically do the same thing, but you want to try landing on the stair and phasing yourself through the floor. Okay, so as you can see, I just landed on this right here, and I phased it. You want to try going, like, higher. You really want to land, like, right here. That way, like, your toes aren't even visible to them. Okay, so right now I did it, kinda, with, like, my torso, but, like, as you can see, from here, underneath of it, his view, he has that little spot, like, let's see, he's gonna be on the floor level, so, like, from down here, I don't think he would actually be able to see me over the ledge, right? But you can go a little bit further. You can still be, like, right here and do it. And this way, you'd be unshootable, like, completely, even if he jumped up to see you. And through here, right, you can just shoot him again, and you'll be phasing it. And then once you realize it's phased, then you can jump out. That way, you got 2 shots on him. First one, through here. Then you phase it through here. He doesn't realize you're phased, and you got a clear view on him. Down here. Then you shoot again, and then you jump out. He's done. Cooked. Now, there is another way to do it. This way is a little bit easier for the second part. I just did it right there accidentally. You want to make sure you do basically the similar steps. And then, instead of, like, just doing the back tile, just get the back 2. Right there, boom. Like that. That way, it's easier to, like, come up with it, right? So instead of jumping, you can, well, I would still recommend jumping with it, right? But if you want, you can, like, walk up and just phase right here and shoot them. Or you can do both. You can boom, reset it, and phase, and then jump out. Because since you're doing it here like this, right? All this area is open for you. So you don't have to worry about hitting your head on this part. But when you do a wider edit like this, I think it might be a little bit more noticeable. In making this video, I just realized, when the floor is normal, the planks are going to go left and right like this, right? So that looks normal. If you edit this back tile, the planks curve. So if someone's looking at the floor, they'll see this wood go a different direction. I don't think most players are paying attention to like the wood textures, but if they do, they'll realize that this is edited like that, right? So another advantage that this editing this backside has as well is that it keeps the same pattern as having it just regular. Hold up. I don't know why it rotated on me. It was the other way. Okay, so that's cool. You can just rotate the woods by editing it like that. Okay. So as you can see, this has the same like wood texture left to right as that. So that might actually be more concealing that you jumped behind them. Some other situations where it's kind of good too to do this. Let's say the person ramped up and you got this edit on them, right? And you do it like this and they're expecting you to double edit down on them, right? They might edit out like this. But if you slide into it like this, right? You're skipping this tile basically, and you're gonna be right on their tail. So even they jumped out, let's say they like hid behind this right hand peak, you're gonna slide past that and you're gonna catch them off guard. Another thing that people like to do though is they think they're gonna be edited down on, they might edit like this. That way they're fully protected. And this is what I would do if you're up against somebody who also learned this move. Edit your ramp like this, so you block them off. I wouldn't edit like this because they'll just jump and still be able to get you. You do it like this. And now I'm moving into more like the defensive stuff. So if people like double edit down on you, okay, so most people aren't putting the wall. I'm gonna start off without the wall. So let's say they're gonna double edit on you and then just jump right in, right? Like I said before, one way to counter it is basically shoot them on their way in. But if you're low, even if you shoot them, it doesn't matter. Like y'all both shoot each other, boom and boom at the same time, they still win. You gotta hit them without being hit and then hit them again with like your AR or something. So you could try to like just 50-50 them and hit them in the head. That's what like most people I think would do, right? But you're really not full pieced like you think you might be. All you have to do is literally just jump out the same way they came in. So as they come in, boom, and do this, right? If you're hugging the wall and mantling, it's like ring around a rosy. And then you can like peek behind this and shoot them. Or place your own wall and shoot them. And there you go. Now you're in the advantageous position. While this has worked sometimes just waiting and shooting them. And so this has also worked sometimes as like jumping out. Both ways, if you're low already, it's a bad situation. I've 50-50 people in here and gotten taken out. I've jumped out and on the way mantling in the process of this animation, they shot and game was over. But I will say that mantling out when they do that has gotten me to live more. Another thing you can do as well is if you're in this situation, you can also like try to run around the box to dodge them and then do it. I did that as well in a ranked game, and it was like a 2v1 I clutched up. It was pretty good. Another thing, right? Let's say you're like in your box, right? Make sure you place a floor so they don't just shoot through your box. But let's say they're coming through, right? So they're gonna just shoot through and then they're gonna jump in like that, right? That is pretty hard to fight. What you could do is just basically like edit like this to protect yourself and then try to edit out. Just rebox, you know? Wait for them to come in your box and then shoot them. They're most likely gonna break this too. Or another thing that I like to do, right, is when they try to jump in, they say they shoot this stuff, right? I time it so that I just stand on the upper parts of the cone and I just box them in. And now they literally just jumped into getting full pieced. And then you can go crazy on them. You can do all the moves that I taught you. Boom. Boom, do all that jazz to them. Do all that jazz to them. Slide on them like that, boom. Hit them with that, all of the above, you know? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, that's another thing, too. If you do get in this situation, right, where you jump back. Let's go, I leveled up. Okay, so let's say you do get in a situation where you, like, jump down and you 50-50 by surprise. Like I said, you could shoot them, duck behind this cone, and then shoot them like this. Or you can edit this, reset without confirming, which will be faster, and then edit this out. So then you can literally just jump out of the box, right? And then you can, you know, hit them with that again. That's like so spicy, like boom, 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 like all that. Like you go crazy on them, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't at the end, you know, just edit it out like this, because then they're probably gonna be waiting. They're so used to that. I would like duck behind. Or another thing you can do is you can edit it, reset it, make them shoot the floor, because they're gonna be so like antsy, and then once they shoot the floor that you just resetted, boom, shoot them. It's brain games. You don't want to do the first or second. You want to do the third or fourth thing that they think they're gonna do. Switch it up, and then like always make sure you duck. Make sure you duck behind the cover before you confirm the stuff. Let's say they're coming to jump down on you, right? You can edit the ramp or pyramid like this. Then you can rotate it the other way. Have it where you're phased. And as soon as they come through, shoot them and then walk through. That's way they get hit once, right? They're gonna break this, most likely. So either you can try to hold your ramp and get them like this, edit on them and shoot them, or once they break this, right, you can just walk into their face, so that even if they do this, right, you're still gonna be like right here. So like, look, watch. I'm gonna rotate this, boom. Still, I phased it where they can't do anything, and since you already shot them once, boom, you shoot them again, they're done. Or you can try to do it with the ramp. If you don't already have a ramp in your box, or if you do already have a ramp in your box, like this, right, you can just flip it, boom, and do the same thing to them. Another thing you can do as well is have an edit like this, right? This is pretty good because it's gonna be full health on that. So when they come down, you can shoot them, sidestep it, and then you can edit out like that, or even better, edit out like this, because this goes straight into a right hand on them once they try to break this, you know? So let's say you went to double edit down on them, but they have the floor. Boom. You do that and they have the floor, right? You can just wait for them to edit. Let's just say they edit, and then you shoot it, and now it's yours. That's one thing you can do. Or you can edit on them like this, flip it, and then you want to walk in to the pyramid. And as you shoot, this will force you to go into their box. They can't stop it, because you're going to be ramped downwards into their box. This also works like, let's say you get a ramp on their roof. You can just phase into their box from this as well. So another thing that helped me to be able to even get people in a position to be edited down on is learning how to cone hop, and instead of high walling, high coning. So what I mean by that is typically people are gonna like do this and then they go like that, you know, and they do this type of stuff. Or let's say they come in here and they do this type of stuff right here, right? High walling is cool, but if you piece them, you're piecing them up on your level or higher, right? So what I like to do is, let's say I'm doing this, right? I high cone, right? So I block them off. I can go to the other side as well, and you can high cone them off. Preferably, it'd be better to like land like this, so in case if they try to shoot, you can do like that. But yeah, high coning is what I like to do. It's really good because all of these opportunities, once you get them coned, it can just lead into that, you know? But you want to always make sure you place a wall first. Boom. Like that. You can do this from various different situations. So you can even 90 up to like the other side and then high cone them here. No, place the wall and then either edit down like that or edit down like that on them. Another thing that I like to do as well is, let's say that you did get them coned, right? You got them coned. Most players either will go backwards like this, or they're going to go to the side, because they can't go to the right, which when you're fighting, you either always want to go backwards or to the right, because going to the left is just get you like pre-piece, you know? So they can't go this way because I already have this. So they're either going to go back here or to that direction. What I like to do is just cone hop. Place a wall here and then place a pyramid. And then you can just keep doing that, you know? Over and over again. If they keep trying to like just like go back, you got them every time. So let's say they try to go to the right instead. You just high cone them. Now, you can keep doing this too. Like, there we go. You can just keep doing it too, like that. If that seemed hard for you, how I just like kept going like this, boom, wall, like that, I'm gonna ask you one question. What finger do you think I use to jump? I know this might be a surprise to you, but I don't use a finger to jump. Now, when I said I don't use a finger, some of y'all probably thought I meant I use my thumb, because people be saying that thumbs aren't fingers, but I don't use my thumb either. Now, y'all are probably uneasy, wondering, what do I use to jump then? I use my hand to jump. Specifically, my palm, or like this part of my hand. I flick my wrist basically. Also, I have my keyboard slanted kinda, so it's like right here underneath this pinky. By doing that, it frees up a finger, so I can press a button without even using a finger to press the button. And for me, that's really good because I use my thumb to press my cone. So I can jump and press my cone at the same time, having my thumb press the cone and then my palm press the jump. Like if you were to chop somebody, that's basically the part of my hand I'm kind of using to jump with, you know? And I would honestly recommend everybody who like uses keyboard and mouse to use your palm to jump if you're using the space bar to jump, because it just frees up a finger. So doing that allows it pretty easy for me to cone jump to the side and get people boxed. See right here, I would have like coned him on the floor. Let's say they like walked in there, I would have coned him on the floor and on the top as well. And then I can slide down on him you know, I got pretty much everything full boxed. You want to make sure you high cone people and then do everything else I taught you in this video to go crazy on them. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment in the comment section telling me how these tricks worked for you. If you can think of any counters to these moves or how these moves could be improved, let me know as well. Also, let me know if you've seen any of these moves that I said I invented before. I really don't think y'all have. Definitely, please make sure you like the video. It takes a lot of work to come up with and think of helpful tips and tricks because I'm not just doing typically the tips and tricks that you see everywhere. That's why I don't typically do tips and tricks often. I do things that are like more intricate. Since I'm making them myself, if you use them, people mostly won't be able to defend against them because they don't even know that these moves exist. So it's going to be more value, you know. If you enjoyed this and you want to see any more tips and tricks videos, make sure you check out these videos that just popped up on the screen. I'm pretty sure you'll find some tips in there that you haven't seen before as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more awesome content.